Question 4g. Why are life cycle assessments done? Okay, so LCAs, what's the point? It's only worth 1 mark, this one. So what's the point in them? Well, they're to assess, they're called assessments. So they're to assess the impact of something on the environment. Okay, so the whole point there is to look at what impact something has on the environment. Now we've got some information here. So we've got table below shows data from a life cycle assessment for the disposal of 10,000 biodegradable plastic bags. Okay, and we've got 2 options. We can burn them or we can put them in landfill. So compare the 2 methods for the disposal of biodegradable plastic bags. We've also got to use information from the table above. And it's worth 4 marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 if I cub that question straight away. So the fact that I've got to use information here, well, they give me information there, but this looks like a really straightforward question, doesn't it? But so we need to make sure to get 4 marks, we need to add some sophistication, because I could just compare burning and landfill here. So I could compare the mass of carbon dioxide produced. Well, there's more with burning than landfill. There's less solid residue left. So residue is the stuff you get left over. There's less when you burn it, but there's also less sulfur dioxide produced when you burn it as well. Well, that's going to give me 3 things, and that would give me 3 marks really easily. So I need to think a little bit more sophisticated. What I can do here is have a look at some relative, how much these things change, what the comparative differences between them. Okay, so if I can give some idea of the magnitude, the size of difference, I'll get that last mark. So the first thing I might say is, right, well, let's look at burning here. So burning produces more carbon dioxide. Than putting in landfill. But this is where I want to make sure that I get the extra marks, because I can do something with that data. So I can use these numbers as well. So 25 kilograms per how many bags per 10,000 bags versus 15 kilograms. Okay, so that's put some data in there as well. Interestingly, I'd expect this question normally to say use data in your answer. If it says use that, then obviously you have to make reference to it straight away. It says use information. Yeah, I think mostly you'd say it's saying use data, but I'm going to take that where it says use information as use data or include data. The next one, burning, and I'm making sure I use comparative words here, so more before. I use the word more, less, so burning produces what? Less residue. And landfill. Again, I can put the amounts in again, so 0.050 kilograms per 10,000 bags versus 0.070 kilograms. Next, I've got burning produces how much less? So 20 compared to 0.3. I could be a bit smart here and put a fraction in, 2/3. So that's 2/3. 2/3 of the sulfur dioxide. That landfill does. Okay, so this is interesting now. So I've put 3 facts down. I'm quite happy with all those. It hasn't said to use my own knowledge, but I can't really think of anything else to put. So I'm gonna write down anything else I know about this. Well, I also know burning takes up less space than landfill. So burning 10,000 bags would take less space than landfill. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit of my own knowledge there as well, because I need to make sure I've got enough things to fill all 4 bullet points. It turns out, looking at the mark scheme for this question, the marks actually come from the comparative statements, 1, 2, 3 there, and also in using that data. So the fact that I've used all this data here, 2/3 there. So actually that last bullet point there may not get me the mark at all. It may not get me an extra mark, but it has made sure that I've definitely got all 4 marks. And if the examiner was reading that, that may well be mark worthy if I've missed something else out.